This is Devlog 2 for the Burden of the Observer. That's a working title. This week I built a dialogue system. There are still some cosmetic features I need to make, but the basic structure has been implemented. I can speak to an NPC, they can respond to me, and that response can contain a question. I get a different response depending on what I chose. See, that response is different. These choices are remembered even if the conversation ends, and affect other NPCs as well. See, I get this response now, but if I restart the game, I get a different response. To do this, the dialogue manager sets and looks for keys in a dictionary, meaning if I want a non-dialogue action to affect the dialogue, I can just add a key for that. He knows I ran. This allows me to add implicit questions to the game, which, especially for a game about ethics, is important because it means the player will have to consider every action they make. To write the dialogue, I'm using XML Spy. This is a very expensive program, but you can get it for free by installing the free trial in a virtual machine. This way, when the license runs out, you can just remake the virtual machine and it thinks you're someone new. XML Spy is nice because it has a JSON grid, which allows me to drag and drop individual pages and populate the values I need. This is just standard JSON, but it's easier to use. I find the text a bit unwieldy. These JSON files are then parsed and turned into dictionaries. I have to thank the devs of Bittersweet Birthday for their excellent tutorial on how to build a dialogue player. The system I'm using to display text is basically just their code. Link in the description. Village of Origins comments, "This looks really interesting and unique. I'm interested to see why you chose a bunny as the main character. I think the name sounds like a moral philosophy question, which was probably the intention, haha. I'm very excited to see how the gameplay itself functions and the moral dilemmas you give us. I look forward to watching more. Thanks for the comment. I'm glad to see you are interested." I chose a rabbit largely because I like rabbits, but also because I think they're a good fit for the story. In the story, the main character is supposed to be pretty innocent, at least in the beginning, and a white rabbit is a pretty good fit for that. The traditional symbol for innocence is a lamb, but I don't want the players to be sheep. I want them to think for themselves. As for making the characters animals, I just think it looks cool. The name refers to a moral concept, which may not even be in the game. It's a bit complex, so if it is included, it will definitely be at the end. I'll speak about the moral dilemmas and concepts as they're implemented in the game. Thanks for watching. Next week is going to be about the main gameplay loop, at least as much as I've thought out so far. I'll answer some more questions too.